Welcome back to the Casual Armory. Today we're going to talk about the Mosin Nagant and some of the interesting variants thereof. This right here is my first rifle. It is a 1948 M44 made in Ishevsk, and it is in amazingly fantastic condition. Very beautiful bluing. All numbers are matching and all arsenal marks are matching, which is not very common. It has no re-arsenal stamps, and I believe it is in original configuration. I do not believe it has ever been re-arsenaled or reworked in any way. But many rifles that you're going to find on the market were, and they were mixed-matched. And then they wound up in the hands of Buba, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Today we're going to talk about what Buba does to rifles. So let's look at some others. Right here, I've got two rifles, both of which were purchased off of Gunbroker, and both of which have been shortened. But they are both Remington rifles. Now, the difference in them, if you might see, this one was never issued a serial number, and this one was. And I believe the story behind that is they were issued serial numbers when they were accepted into military service. So it's not uncommon to find Remingtons, and I believe some Westinghouses that have no serial numbers. The other interesting dilemma, this one's had the rear sight dovetail machined off, and that's going to cause some problems. But let me show you what I've done. This rifle right here is one of my favorite range guns, and it was completely made from pieces. The finish is worn, but we see right here, this is a New England Westinghouse. It's an early curved model. Hex receiver. All the metal parts are all New England Westinghouse. The original M91 rear sight. An M91 front sight with an M38 front sight band. It's got a 9159 upper handguard, laminate stock, and it's a fantastic shooter, and it's a lot of fun. But this is what you can do when you run into a unique rifle that found its way into Bubba's hands. You can save them. Here we have another Remington M91 Action, where the rear sight dovetail was machined off. And it really doesn't leave you a lot of options. So I built this rifle strictly for that purpose. It's a long-range shooter, and it actually shoots impressively well. It's at or sub MOA so far to 300 yards with hand load ammunition, and it is a blast to shoot. It's got a Tibney trigger in it, it's pillar bedded, and it's been bedded in the stock, and it is absolutely fabulous to shoot. Remington Armory. So just because Bubba gets a hold of it doesn't mean it's junk. You just gotta work harder. They can all be saved, but they can't all be put back to military condition. Here is a custom rifle that I built. This is my daughter's rifle. This one's built on a 1891 Action. And this one is enough to make a collector cry. That is a finished stamp. There's a finish. Model M94 Bowler Stall German barrel Mosin Nagant Action from Finland. We found it with the barrel already cut, and well, without all its original parts, it was very difficult to see. But we did make a really good range shooter and a very nice rifle. I wish it was all original, but once Bubba gets a hold of something, it's very tough. And here's another good one. This is a 1939 Shevsk round receiver. Again, we rescued it from Bubba, but we actually made a really nice range rifle, and this is my son's rifle. He's been shooting it since he was 8 because it's got an excellent muzzle brake on it. It actually does the job like I've never seen before. The muzzle brakes I get from muzzlebrakesandmore.com, they're absolutely fantastic, and they reduce the recoil substantially. So here's another example of what you can do. So with these actions that I've purchased off Gunbroker, what I want to do, I think I'm going to build another military carbine style rifle from this one, since it still has a sight base on it. This one I'll save if I want to do another range project, but I actually have another interesting rifle that I'll be showing here pretty soon. Chambered in 54R, just like the Mosin Nagant. So stay tuned for that, and just remember, we can undo most of what Bubba does, but not all. I'll see you next time. Bye.